The Lucy Show. Starring Lucille Ball.
On my television set this month, I'll be back to eating my TV dinners in front of my radio.
Your problems are over.
Oh?
One of the producers at our studio is looking for a secretary to work at his house over the weekend.
That sounds wonderful.
Guess who the producer is?
Who?
Milton Burles.
Milton Burles, the comedian?
It's Milton Burles, the producer now. He's producing a motion picture.
Oh, he doesn't have his television show anymore, does he?
No.
Oh, the poor soul. I guess he needed a steady job. Well, I'll help him all I can. Oh, he's a wonderful man.
Okay, Miss Evans. When he comes in, will you tell him that Milton Burles called? Ruth.
Yes, dear.
Did that secretary get here yet?
No, not yet. Honey, while you're waiting for her to come,
Yeah.
I wish you'd eat some breakfast.
Honey, I'm too busy. I'm working on the budget for the picture.
Well, you shouldn't be too busy to eat.
Huh?
You've been working night and day. What are you trying to prove?
Oh, I happen to love show business, and I want to make good.
Make good?
Yeah.
Are you kidding? You've had a very successful career.
What, as a comedian? Ruth, when a man matures, he wants the kind of success that brings respect. I mean, when you meet people today and they talk about Burles, what's the best thing they can say about him? He's funny, he's funny, he's funny. Well, I'm out to prove that Burles is not funny. That's not a nice thing to say.
I didn't say anything.
That's what hurts. You love me too much to say it.
Of course I love you.
Yeah.
That's why I hate to see you working so hard, taking on all this hard work.
Oh, Ruth, don't
Seems
start
to
it.
me you've had enough success in show business to satisfy anyone.
Oh.
I mean, vaudeville, movies, television, nightclubs. Why do you want to be a producer?
Don't you understand, Ruth, dear? I want to grow.
Well, then you ought to stop smoking.
I was...
Hello, I'm Mrs. Carmichael.
Mr. Burles is waiting for you.
I sure am looking forward to meeting Mr. Burles.
May I take your coat?
Oh, thank you. I'm a very big fan of his. Once I sent him a letter, and he sent me an autographed picture.
Well, now you can meet him in person.
Oh.
Mrs. Carmichael, this is Mr. Burles.
How do you do?
Oh, Mr. Burles, I can't tell you how happy I am to meet you. I'm one of your biggest fans.
Oh, you're putting me on.
No, I'm not. You can ask your maid.
This is Mrs. Burles.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry. I apologize.
That's all right. Don't apologize. I'm still his maid. I have some shopping to do. I'll see you later.
All right, darling.
Goodbye, Mrs. Burles.
Don't spend too much money, honey. Come on, we better get to work.
Yes.
Like a gag I used to do. All play and no work makes no jack.
Ah! Oh, that's funny.
It wasn't that funny.
Oh, you're always funny to me, Mr. Burles.
Really?
You know something? I used to just love when you dressed up as a hillbilly
Really?
and you wore those funny clothes and you went, you remember that? I used to just die at you. Oh, I remember once you dressed up like a seal. You were wonderful. You went, You were a riot.
Thank you very much, but I'd like to get some work done.
Oh,
Would you
yes,
sit
sir.
down here, please?
Yes, sir. I just know working with you is going to be a ball.
Thank you. Now, when you're ready, I'd like to dictate a letter to my director, Mr. Lou Jackson.
Yes, sir. I'm ready, sir.
Say, Dear Lou, regarding your letter of the 25th. What are you laughing at?
Well, you always make me laugh.
What's so funny about regarding your letter of the 25th? Mrs. Carmichael, will you please tell me what's so funny?
Oh, I don't know. It's the way you say things.
All I said was regarding your letter of the 25th.
I know. And you look like a rabbit when you say
Now, let's get back to work.
Yes, sir.
I loved your suggestions, and I think that we should get Robert Wagner to play the part of the pilot.
Oh, Robert Wagner's very good.
Thank you. If you have any other ideas on this, let me hear from you.
Well, I'll think about it tonight.
I was dictating.
Oh.
Just sign that, yours truly. Would you do that for me?
Yes, sir.
And now I have another important letter, personal letter to get out, and it goes to this address right here.
Mr. Marvin Kane, Beverly House of Fashion.
That's
yes,
right.
Sir.
I want to order something for my wife. Next week is our wedding anniversary.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you very much. Dear Marvin,
What anniversary is it, Mr. Burles?
our 14th.
Oh.
Yeah. Dear Marvin, next week is my...
Where did you meet Mrs. Burles?
It was a blind date. Some friends brought her to my television show. I can still see her sitting out in the audience that night. She was wearing a beautiful black velvet gown, trimmed in ermine and a string of pearls with matching earrings.
Oh.
That was our first date. And by the way, that was our first fight.
Your first fight?
Yes.
Well, what did you fight about?
Well, I came out on the stage wearing the same outfit.
Oh, my goodness. Well, if you had a fight on your first date, how did you ever get together?
Would you really like to know, Miss Carmichael?
Oh, I'd love to know.
A dozen roses did the trick.
Oh, that was sweet.
Yes. It was the first time anyone ever sent me flowers. Wrapped in a girdle.
Oh, what a sense of humor your wife has.
That's true. That's why I begged her to marry me.
You begged her to marry you?
Yes, I did.
Oh, how
Where
wonderful.
else could I get a part where the baggy pants comic winds up with the lovely leading lady?
Oh, what a nice thing to say.
Dear Marvin,
I already have that.
anything wrong?
Oh, no. I just think the way you feel about Mrs. Burles is very touching.
Well, she's my wife.
Yeah, I know. But you hear about Hollywood and Hollywood marriages, you know. I've heard that sometimes stars are so involved with themselves that they're just not capable of loving anyone else.
That's ridiculous. Look how I love Marvin. I've called him dear 6 times already.
Oh, I'm sorry.
All right. Dear Marvin, next week is my 14th wedding anniversary, and I would like to order something very special for Ruth. A black velvet gown trimmed in ermine and a nice strand of pearls with matching earrings.
Oh, Mr. Burles, what a beautiful thought. Getting the same outfit she wore on her first date with you. Oh, no wonder you have such a great marriage. You're so sweet and so kind and so
No,
thoughtful.
Mrs. Carmichael. Ruth is the one who's sweet and kind, seeing that I eat right, that I don't work too hard, sitting out in the audience and laughing at all my jokes. Believe me, that takes loyalty, real loyalty, especially some of the jokes I told in Kansas City. You know, Miss Carmichael, whenever I'm sick, she brings me hot chicken soup.
Oh?
And when I have a fever, she brings me frozen chicken soup and puts it on my head. That's one of the jokes I told in Kansas City.
And she laughed?
She even applauded.
Oh, she really loves you.
Well, that's why I try to make her happy. And on our anniversary, I'll spring the gowns and the pearls and the earrings, all in such a way that it'll be a complete surprise.
How? What are you going to do?
I'll come down the stairs wearing the whole outfit.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I really think that's going to...
Oh, you're a wonderful couple.
Thank you. Sorry, I got so wrapped up in work, I forgot about lunch. I'll heat some tea, and I'm going to look for something for a sandwich.
Well, now, look, Mr. Burl, you have a lot of work to do. How about letting me fix lunch?
So you think you can find your way around?
Oh, sure. I love to look in other people's refrigerators.
Really? I'm a medicine chest man myself.
Oh,
Funny.
Mr. Burl, you're funny.
Thank you.
Oh, look here. Some beautiful tomatoes and lettuce and... Oh, you know something? I make a wonderful Caesar salad.
You do?
Yeah, better than Julia's.
Caesar salad better than Judas. That's funny. Funny.
You know where I can find a very large salad bowl?
I'll find
Any
one.
kind of
I'll find
salad.
one. Wait a minute.
What's that?
That's the front door, dear.
Oh, I'll get it.
Hello.
Oh! Oh, it's Ruta Lee, the movie star.
Well, just don't stand there. Let her in.
Oh!
Ruda, you'll have to excuse my secretary. She didn't mean to kill your entrance. She just gets excited about movie stars. Well, it's good to see you, Ruta. Ruta is a friend of the family.
Oh.
Let's sit down. What? Oh, yes. Ruta, this is my secretary, Mrs. Carmichael.
Hello. How do you do, Miss Lee? I'm so glad to meet you. I go to see all of your movies.
You do?
Yes, some of them I see 2 and 3 times.
Well, thank you.
I never get enough of you, Miss Lee. You know, I just wish you were old enough to have some of your pictures on the Late Late Show.
Oh, that's very flattering.
To me, it isn't. Let's sit down and get comfortable.
Oh, excuse me, I have some water boiling.
Milton?
Yes, dear?
Where's Ruth?
Oh, Ruth, she's out shopping. She's not around.
Now, what is all this I hear about your being a producer?
That's true, darling. I'm producing a great one. The picture's called The Friendly Sky. And the reason I have to come over here, there's a part in it for you that would be just perfect.
Oh, really?
Yes.
What's it like?
Well, it's a very dramatic part about a girl who becomes involved with a married man.
Oh, Milton, that doesn't sound like me.
Oh, no.
I never play the other woman. I always play wholesome parts. You know, the girl next door.
Well, that's why it'll be good for you, because it's different. Look, instead of me trying to sell you, how about, Ruta, reading a scene with me? I have it right here. Turn to page 17.
I don't come in until page 17.
Oh, the early pages are all about you. They build up your entrance.
Oh.
Now, honey, the scene starts where you say, "Where's your wife?" Look it up.
All right, let me just look this over.
By the way, my secretary's fixing some lunch. Will you join us?
Fine.
Yeah, how about a cup of tea while we're waiting?
Oh, I'd love some.
Okay. Mrs. Carmichael?
What?
Mrs. Carmichael?
Yeah, where are you?
I'm talking on the intercom. Can you hear me?
Oh, yes, you're coming in loud and clear.
Miss Lee is going to join us for lunch.
Oh, really?
Yes. And we'd like a cup of tea now.
Oh, Roger.
Now, how about it, beautiful? Are you ready?
All right, Milton. Now, where is your wife?
Who cares about my wife? We're alone.
Darling, it's so wonderful to see you again.
Not nearly as wonderful as it is for me to see you.
It's a shame that we have to steal these precious moments.
I treasure every one of them.
But what about your wife? Are you sure she doesn't suspect?
My wife is too stupid to suspect. I've been trying to get rid of her for years. Darling, let's not talk about her. Just cuddle close and let my lips caress your loveliness.
Oh, my love, my pet. It's no use. I can't go on sharing you. I can't.
Mrs. Carmichael, what happened?
I dropped the cream pitcher.
Well, no use crying over spilt milk.
That's very funny.
Very funny.
Rhoda, that's a wonderful party, am I right?
Oh, I don't know, Milton. I'll have to think about this.
I don't believe it. I can't believe it.
Thank you, darling.
Thank you. Sugar. Mrs. Carmichael. I said sugar.
Oh, I thought you were talking to her.
One lump, please.
Oh, Mrs. Carmichael,
Yes?
would you mind giving me a couple of lumps?
I would love to.
All right. No harm done.
I'll serve your lunch as soon as it's ready, sir.
Mrs. Carmichael.
Yes, sir.
Would you care to join us for some tea?
Oh, I wouldn't think of intruding on your privacy.
She's a wonderful secretary, and she makes a Caesar salad better than Julius.
Milton, that's a very funny line.
It's mine. Just can't believe it. Thought he was such a nice man. Imagine that. I used to laugh at him all the time. I'll never laugh at him again. I can tell him that. Fooling around with another woman when he's got such a wonderful wife. He ought to be ashamed of himself, that's what.
Mrs. Carmichael.
Oh, hi, Mrs. Burles.
What's Mr. Burl got you doing?
Oh, well, I'm just fixing him some lunch.
Well, that's very nice of you. Where is Mr. Burl?
But he's inside with a friend of the family.
Friend of the family?
Miss Rhoda Lee.
Oh, how nice. Milton's been wanting to get together with Rhoda for a long time.
Well, he got together with her, all right.
I think I'll go in and say hello.
Oh, no, they're very busy. They're very busy in there. I don't think you should go in. You've been busy, too, haven't you?
Yes, I've been doing some shopping.
Yeah.
I bought Milton a surprise anniversary gift.
Oh, how nice.
Well, I think I'll just poke my head in.
No, don't poke. So you got him a surprise gift, huh?
Yes. I bought him a new golf bag.
Oh, that's wonderful. Sometimes a man gets tired going around with the same old bag. I mean, it's nice when a man has two bags. That's a good gift. No, don't let him know you're home, please. You better stay right out here. You don't go in there because then he'll know you're home and he'll come out here and he might see your gift. You better hide it. You really ought to hide this. Yes, it's a beautiful gift. You don't want him to see it. If he knows you're home, he might come out here. Why don't you hide it upstairs?
Maybe you're right.
Yeah, I know I'm right.
You know, I'm glad you're fixing Milton some lunch. He needs to keep up his strength. Milton, I just don't think this part is right for me.
Why not?
Well, like I said, I've never played the other woman before. Now, the public accepts me in a certain image, and I just don't think I can be convincing in this role.
Convincing? Are you kidding? Rudy, you'd be great. Do you think I'd let you do anything that might hurt your image or jeopardize your career just to get you in my picture?
Yes, I do.
Well, that's beside the point. Now, Ruta, please, will you take the script home, get the feel of it, then come over here Monday night, have dinner with Ruth and me, and we can discuss it, huh?
Well, all right, I'll take the script. But I can't possibly be here Monday night. Because Monday night, you and Ruth are coming over to my house. I'm having a little dinner party in honor of your 14th wedding anniversary.
That's wonderful, darling. And maybe sometime during the evening, you and I can sneak off together someplace and discuss things.
All right.
Mr. Burles,
Yes, Mrs. Carmichael?
may I toss the salad?
Please do. What's the big idea? What are you, some kind of a nut?
You're the one who's some kind of a nut. Married 14 years to a wonderful wife. A wife who worries about you, brings you chicken soup when you're sick, and laughs at your stale jokes in Kansas City. And what thanks does she get? You call her stupid and carry on with another woman.
Another woman?
Me?
Don't act so innocent, you teeny bopper, you. Over the intercom, just cuddle close. Let my lips caress your loveliness. Oh, my love. Oh, my pet. I can't go on sharing you. I can't.
Caress your loveliness. Are you crazy or something?
That was the scene we were rehearsing from his picture.
From one of my new pictures.
Your picture.
Yes, my...
A likely story. You
Listen to me. I can't see
listen
you.
to me.
What is it, Mrs. Carmichael? What is it?
You can't fool me like you fool your stupid wife.
Stupid wife?
Did somebody call me?
Ruth.
I thought you gave up comedy.
I'm so sorry, Mrs. Burles. I tried to keep all of this from you, you poor little thing.
Now, Ruth, this is an entire misunderstanding.
I'll say it
Yes,
is.
yes.
Mrs. Carmichael overheard us rehearsing a love scene, and she believed it.
You bet I believed it. I heard every word you said. You're not kidding me.
Now, will you stop that? Give me that. This is the script. This is the script that we're reading. Don't you see these lines?
Yeah, what script?
Caress me, my love. Let me caress your loveliness.
My love, my
cat. My cat.
Bear to share
Yeah,
you.
read it.
Look.
Read it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. Oh, good heavens. But when I heard it over the intercom, it all sounded so real. You were so convincing. Oh, I don't know what came over me.
I know what came over me.
Mr. Burles, can you ever forgive me?
Forgive you? Mrs. Carmichael. I'll not only forgive you, but I want to tell you I love you.
You love me?
Yeah, because you believed Ruta as the other woman. Now, Ruta, this ought to convince you that you can play the part. Lunch. We'll have some lunch because the salad's on me.
Gordon.
Shoving and pushing in my whole life. Shove, shove, shove. Push, push, push. And some of the women still wouldn't let me through. That's so funny.
Whoever said women were the weaker sex never went shopping with us.
That's for sure. Gee, I wish that bus would come. I'm so tired.
You know, they had some marvelous bargains there today, Lucy.
They sure did. That's why I wanted to go to that store. You know, I have to be very careful of every penny that I spend.
Well, how come then you bought 3 steam irons?
Well, when they're marked down like that, you have to take advantage of it. Hey, at that price, they were a steal.
Lucy, what are you going to do with 3 steam irons?
Well, you never know when 2 of them are going to break down.
That's the most ridiculous thing I ever heard of.
Well, you know, you should talk. Last week, you bought a 100-pound sack of dog food.
Oh, well, that was half price.
You don't even have a dog.
I might get one someday.
Oh, ho, ho, ho. Want a bite?
Oh, no, honey, I'm on a diet.
You are?
Yeah, I've been on a diet for a couple of weeks.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
For heaven's sake.
Now, Lucy, you
What?
did it again.
I did what again?
You threw paper on the sidewalk.
Oh, that.
Listen, you do that all the time. The other day you threw peanut shells all over the street. You know, you could get arrested for that.
I could get arrested?
Yes, of course. You know, it's very serious. That's against the Keep America Beautiful campaign. You might have committed a federal offense.
A federal offense?
I just hope nobody saw you.
Oh, for heaven's sake, I better get it.
Lucy,
What?
policeman.
Policeman? Do you think they saw what I did?
I don't know.
Mary Jane, promise me something.
What?
If anything happens, save yourself. Pretend you don't know me.
Lucy, I can't do that.
Promise me.
Oh, I promise.
Excuse me, lady. Does that bag belong to you?
I beg your pardon, sir. Are you addressing me?
Yes, madam, I was addressing you. Does that bag belong to you?
Well, yes, as a matter of fact, it does.
Oh, okay, sister, it's all over. Let's go.
I beg your pardon? Go where?
You can cut that innocent act. You have any identification?
Well, I have a little birthmark, but I'm certainly not going to show it to... I just don't go around showing it to strangers.
Let me see your driver's license.
I don't have a driver's license. I don't even have a car.
What's your name?
Lucille Carmichael.
Lucille Carmichael. Ha! Phony name if I ever heard one.
It is not a phony name. Lucille Carmichael is my real name, isn't it? Tell them what my name is.
Lady, I never saw you before in my life.
Are you coming along quietly, or do we have to get tough?
Well, if you feel that way about it, imagine making a federal offense over a little thing like this.
I'll take care of that.
Oh, thank you.
Holy smoke, sister. What have you got in here?
Well, 3 steam irons and...
My, you have had a busy day.
Like to do things in a big way, don't you?
Well, not really, but they were such a steal.
Come on, lady, let's go.
All right.
Come on.
All right.
Lieutenant, we're sure that this Carmichael dame is the red-headed shoplifter that's been pulling all these big jobs. We caught her with the stuff right on her. Those pearls were in her shopping bag.
Okay, bring her in.
Bring her in, Miller.
Hi.
Hi.
Your name is Carmichael.
Lucille Carmichael, yes. Lucille is spelled with 2 L's. 3 if you count the first one.
Officers Peters and Miller. My name is Lieutenant Finch.
Well, I'm very happy to meet you all.
And you have no idea how happy we are to meet you.
Oh, thank you.
Won't you sit down?
Oh, thank you.
Now, just to get off on the right foot, it is my duty to inform you that anything you say will be held against you.
Oh, yes, sir.
And that you have a right to legal counsel if you so desire.
Oh, no, I don't think that's necessary. It isn't that big a thing.
Oh? Well, suppose we all just settle back and you tell us what you did today.
Oh, well, now that's not going to be very entertaining.
We'll find it fascinating.
Oh, well, okay, where shall I start?
Why don't we start with the beginning, this morning?
This morning. Well, let's see now. I got up early, about 7:45, I think. Maybe it was 10 of. Yeah, about 10 of 8, I think. And I read the paper. I always read the paper every morning. And I saw this ad for this marvelous sale. And I just love sales. So I called Mary Jane and I...
Who's Mary Jane?
She's my cat.
Do you often phone your cat?
Oh, yes, always. Always when she's away from home. I always call her and I say, "What's new, pussycat?"
Well, let's forget the feline phone calls. Tell us about this sale you went to.
Oh, well, as I say, I love sales, and, well, I'm the sort of person who just cannot resist picking up a few things.
We can imagine.
So, just like that, you decided to go shopping.
Oh, yes, I do it all the time, especially when I don't feel like going to the bank.
Bank?
Yeah, that bank job gets so monotonous.
We'll talk about the bank job later.
Oh.
Yeah. Right now, we'd like to hear about your shopping.
All right, but why?
Lady, when you've been shopping, word gets around.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Well, you better believe it, sister.
Well.
So you went shopping and you picked up a few things.
Well, more than a few. More than a few. There were, let's see now, 3 steam irons, a little bottle of cologne, a pair of curtains, 2 pair of curtains, and, I found a new eyelash curler and a floor lamp.
Floor lamp? Where was that? It wasn't in the bag.
Well, of course not. You just can't walk out carrying a floor lamp. It's being delivered.
By the store?
Certainly.
Boy, what nerve! You shot pretty good.
Well, thank you. It isn't easy. With a crowd around like that, you have to be fast.
Well, that takes care of the preliminaries. Now to the main event.
I beg your pardon?
The reason you're here.
Oh, that. Oh, well, as a matter of fact, I'd like a chance to explain that.
Would you really?
Yes, you see, I'm really not that kind of person. I just wasn't thinking.
You mean you had a mental aberration?
I could have had that, yeah.
Now, Carmichael, let's level. You've been doing stuff like this all over town, haven't you?
Well, I don't know about that. I don't remember.
You don't remember. You're just not talking, are you?
Well, who remembers things like that? Do you remember every time you drop a gum wrapper on the sidewalk?
I don't chew gum.
Do you?
Look, let me refresh your memory. About 6 weeks ago, you were on Western Avenue, weren't you?
Western Avenue?
That's right. First shop, there was a sable cape in the window. Remember a sable cape?
Well, Western Avenue. Sometimes I go down Melrose, and Oh, Western. Oh, now I remember. Oh, yeah. Peanuts. That's what it was. Peanuts.
Peanuts?
Yeah. I finished it off and just didn't even think about it. I admit it, but it was just a little bag.
A little bag? Lady, in our book, that's a big bag. That cost somebody $4,000.
Well, I don't understand that.
Oh, not much, you don't. I got to admit, Carmichael, you are really something.
She's the coolest cookie I ever saw, Lieutenant.
Yeah, she's a real criminal type. No conscience, No nerves.
You better get yourself a good lawyer. You're gonna need one.
Well, gee whiz. The way you talk, you'd think I committed a robbery or something.
A robbery? You heaven forbid.
Well, I don't see why I can't just pay a little fine and go
A
home.
little fine. You'll be lucky if you get off in less than 10 years.
10 years? It was only a chocolate-covered coconut caramel cream wrapper.
I think maybe we ought to call in the psychiatrist.
So do I. He's nuts. Now, look, I can explain if you'll just give me
You
a
can
chance.
explain it to the judge. Get her out of here.
I never heard of such a thing in my life. 10 years, for heaven's sake.
Hey, Hogan! What do you want, Tinkerbell? You got company. Why do you always dump all the garbage in on me? What do you want?
Well, please, maybe I could have a private room?
A private room, dearie? Well, next time, why don't you call in advance for a reservation? We'll give you a nice room with a view.
But I don't think I'm very welcome here.
Ah, you're as welcome as the flowers in May.
But she sounds so tough.
She is tough. And you better be tough, too, or she'll crush you like a marshmallow. Now, get it.
My pillow.
What are you in for, kid?
Don't call me kid.
Okay, what's your handle?
Steel Knuckles Carmichael. My friends call me Knuck.
Okay, Nuck. What you in for?
Just getting rid of some paper.
Oh, passing counterfeit moolah, huh?
What?
Hey, you're in the big leagues, kid.
I said don't call me kid.
Oh, I'm sorry, Muck.
It's not Muck, it's Knuck.
Okay, Nuck. Shit, don't get so excited.
All right. Boy, what a crummy joint this is.
Oh, I don't know. This pad ain't bad. I've been a lot worse.
Yeah? What's your handle?
Hardhead Hogan.
Hardhead? How'd you ever get a name like that?
I'm a bouncer in a beer hall. I bite him with my head. I get him right about here. Boop. Up they go like a light.
Yeah, I can see why.
It's a natural talent. Had it since I was a kid.
Guess you was just born lucky, huh?
It's got its drawbacks. I got a tough time keeping my hair curled. But then, everybody's got problems.
Yeah, well, that's one way of looking at it. What are you in for?
Assault and battery.
Oh?
Yeah, it was all a misunderstanding.
Sure it was.
I was framed.
Sure you was.
I've been having a little trouble with my eyes lately.
Oh?
I butted a guy the other night, and instead of him going out the door, I put him right through the wall.
No kidding.
Yeah, it was messy. But a perfectly innocent mistake.
Sure it was. You know something, hardhead?
What?
I'd like a nice hot cup of coffee.
I'll just ring for room service.
What's all the racket in here?
Tinkerbell, my roommate would like a nice hot cup of coffee.
But of course. And would Madam like sugar and cream in her coffee?
Well, a little cream but no sugar. I'll take saccharin because I've been on a diet and I wouldn't want to put on any...
Shut up!
Boy, the nerve of her. I'll tell you one thing, if she does bring me my coffee, I ain't gonna give her no tip.
Hey, you know you're all right, Cluck.
Not Cluck, Knock. I'm glad you like my style.
I think you and me are gonna go great together.
Yeah?
Now listen. I want to let you in on something.
What?
Stay here. I figured out a way to beat this rap. They don't call me hardhead for nothing. I got it all mapped out. I'm busting out of here. Doing a bird.
You mean you're gonna try to escape?
Now you got it, kid.
Don't call me kid.
Oh, I'm sorry. Knock.
No, it's not Knock, it's Cluck. No, Knock.
Knock. Okay. Now, here's the way we're going to do it.
We? What do you mean, we?
You and me. What do you think we're talking about? We're partners. Now, here's the plan. As soon as Tinkerbell comes in here, I'm going to bite her in the breadbasket and bounce her right off that wall. And then you and me will burn it. Right out of here. How do you like that?
Well, hardhead, if you don't mind, I'd like to think about it a little bit, you know.
What's to think?
Well,
We're partners, remember?
yeah, but,
Honey, you don't argue with hardhead.
well,
Lieutenant Finch, I can't tell you. I mean, I just can't tell you what it means to have these pearls returned to my jewelry store. You've done a magnificent job.
Well, save the compliments. Can you recall what happened?
Well, I was showing these pearls to a client, and I left them on the counter when this red-headed creature walked in. I thought she was just browsing, but when I turned my back for just a moment, she swooped up the pearls and was gone. I mean...
That sounds like her, all right. The slickest shoplifter in town. We've been after her for months. Now, would you know her if you saw her again?
Oh, I most certainly would. The incident is indelibly impressed on my mind. I shall remember that face for years. That red hair.
Good, good. Matron, bring in the girls for the lineup.
Okay, come on, girls. Step lively. Come on, pick them up. Get over here.
Face the front. All right, Mr. Trindle, all we need is a positive identification. Just pick her out. Well?
I'm not sure.
Never in 1,000 years, huh?
Well, I didn't anticipate so many redheads.
What did you figure on a bunch of Yule Brenners? All right, Mr. Trindle, which one?
Well, Lieutenant, it's very difficult. These girls are all so innocent looking.
Innocent? Most of these babes would make Ma Barker look like a campfire girl.
Well, I can't help that. The woman I saw was much tougher looking.
All right, girls, look tough for Mr. Trindle. Real tough.
Yes, that's the 1,000 years. That's the one. That's her.
Step forward, Queenie. Rest of you debutantes back to your penthouses.
All right, come on, let's go. Come on.
You're nominated, Queenie.
Well, what am I nominated for?
Miss Light Fingers of the Year.
Oh, that. I can explain that. Are you the head of the Keep America Beautiful campaign? Because I can explain everything.
You can explain it in my office. Get her in there.
Now, just a minute, just a minute. I know my rights, my constitutional rights. I'm entitled to make one phone call.
Now you're going to call your lawyer, I suppose.
No, my manicurist. I want to cancel my appointment.
Well, we got a strong case against you now.
You were positively identified.
Picked out of a lineup by a reliable witness.
You could make it a lot easier on yourself by signing a confession.
A confession for a little thing like that? It's the silliest thing I ever heard of.
Boss?
Yeah.
There's some people out here to see the prisoner.
Who are they?
I don't know. I don't know. But
Mr. Mooney.
Mrs. Carmichael! What in the world?
Lucy, are you all right?
What's it to you? I never saw you before in my life, Mary Jane.
Mary Jane? Oh, this is the pussycat you made the phone call to. All right, Mooney, what's your connection with her?
Mrs. Carmichael happens to work for me.
Hey, Lieutenant, this looks like a regular gang. He must be the big boss.
Boss gang? What's he talking about? What? Would you please explain what's going on here?
Yes, sir. Well, it all started with a chocolate-covered coconut caramel cream wrapper.
There she goes again.
She's being booked for grand larceny.
Grand larceny?
Grand larceny?
Grand larceny?
That's right, little Sir Echo.
You know Lucy never stole anything in her life.
Well, that's true. She is not dishonest. Oh, she's incompetent, scatterbrained, bungling, inefficient, disorganized, incoherent, and stupid. But she is not dishonest.
Thank you, Miss Mooney. Up for me.
Look, Mooney, there's no question about it. We caught her with the goods.
What good?
Well, to begin with, she was walking around with 3 steam irons in her bag.
Now, does that sound normal to you?
For her, yes. Of course, I'd never be able to explain it,
Oh,
but...
well, listen, I can explain that.
You just stand there, pussycat, and purr quietly.
But I didn't steal anything. Can I get anyone to believe that?
No, but you'll have a long time to try. She'll be out of circulation for 10 years.
10 years?
Yeah.
Well, now, Mrs. Carmichael, don't you worry about a thing. We will get you the best lawyers in town. In your case, we will have no difficulty proving insanity. Oh, Mrs. Carmichael. Oh, no, there. Don't cry.
It's all right for you to say not to cry because you don't have anything to cry about. But suppose it was your wife that was being sent away for 10 years.
This is no time for wishful thinking. Now, sir, I want you to know that I'm an important man in this city.
Boss, what do you want?
Hold everything. You got the wrong dame.
What do you mean I got the wrong dame?
This is the redhead who stole the pearls. She just signed a confession.
Okay, Miller, book her. Well, Miss Carmichael, it seems that there's been a slight misunderstanding.
Well, there certainly has been. Can I go now?
Oh, yes.
Well, thank
I
you.
don't know what... Well, let's go out here.
Get in there.
Hardhead, what happened?
Well, when I butted Tinkerbell in a breadbasket, she bounced me off the wall.
Well, you can't win them all, honey. Well, anyway, you got your private room back. I just got sprung.
Oh, gee, I'm gonna miss you, Cluck.
Knock, clock, knock. Knock, knock. Say knock.